But I don't think anybody's going to quite expect what they're going to hear on this album.
This has got a certain freshness about it that I think is very special.
We had to rethink everything.
It's just a completely different place.
You kind of lay yourself bare, if you will.
It was such a great thing to do.
Well, once upon a time, not so very long ago, there wasn't such a thing as a rock and roll show. You had to sit at home and listen to the radio.
I got the idea basically when we did one of our series of ads for Coles, the supermarket in Australia. It was a skit on an old Elvis Presley comeback concert, in the round, upright bass and everything. And I suddenly thought, God, this would be fantastic if we could do this with Quo.
I thought it was a horrendous idea, but it seems to be good now.
When it's better now, been a long, long time.
In many respects, it's almost going back to Quo's early roots.
A lot of the songs that are on there were basically written on acoustic or on piano. You realise the melodies of the songs are really quite nice.
Gotta have something to sing about. Everyone must have a song. Now I got something to sing about. Everyone's singing my song.
We've got a good combination of tracks. Some of the lovely ballads that I've always wanted to do, but, you know, have never fitted the criteria of a status quo rock show.
Everyone's singing my song.
We sat in here and sort of, yeah, no, not that one.
That might work, let's try that.
And some were surprisingly that worked that we thought wouldn't, and vice versa.
It was really good to sort of do a bit of, you know, ducking and diving, bobbing and weaving.
Writing on a long blue paper plane.
Paper plane I thought was going to be a real mistake to do, and not much you could do with it. But at the end of the day, stood there and listening to it, it just had something.
A landing strip is getting nearer. Hope the fog lens makes it clearer. And then I realised my paper plane.
The whole different dynamic of playing an acoustic in anger, the different muscles it's taken. I mean, my right arm, by the end of pretty much every take on this album, is like, give me a break, you know, let's do another one. Hang on, give me 5 minutes.
When you hit the strings on an acoustic, there's a lot more tension in them and stuff. And so I've got serious tennis elbow from playing those.
You cannot thrash an acoustic guitar. You have to love it more.
There wasn't one track, really, that was easy. The rhythm had to be so constant. It's not just like going, ging, 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 ging. The concentration that you have to have is incredible.
When I look up to the sky, I see rise a funny kind of yellow.
We had to get the sound bed for the acoustics, and then, whilst doing that, thinking about the colours.
I think the accordion is wonderful. Before it went on, I wasn't sure about it, but it is playing such a major part.
Again, 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 again. Why don't you do it? Why don't you do it again?
It's the kind of Cajun thing we've tried to get on some of it.
Again, 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 again. Why don't you do it? Why don't you do it again? Do it again.
The accent was on being creative.
With a track like Don't Drive My Car, for instance, I mean, it's so vastly different from the original.
Don't drive my car. I'm just a boy. My favorite toy.
I keep imagining, like, Chris Evans playing it on a breakfast show. Right, OK, you can win whatever you can win. If anybody tells me who this is.
I'm telling you straight. Don't drive my car.
It sounds like Stefan Grappelli and Django Reinhardt, and I doubt whether anybody would get it right.
Don't drive my car.
I've always enjoyed playing Drive My Car. We stood out there and one evening ready to leave and suddenly got this vibe for car, and I think that is tremendous.
Don't drive my car.
I was talking to our usual designer, Jackie, on what we would do for this album. She suddenly said, look at this. And she had this mock-up of Francis and Rick heads on strange bodies, naked, and then the lines stripped bare. It sums the album up perfectly. It had to be the polar opposite of everything Status Quo normally is.
The atmosphere it gives is just beautiful, and I think it's going to surprise a lot of people.
It stirred the creative juices, if you like. Creative.
I ain't gonna work, I ain't gonna work no more.
It does have a certain dignity about it. That's one is of a certain age.
Stay in bed till I'm satisfied and letting my head take us off the ride. I ain't gonna work no more.
It's really kicking.
It's rocking, but it's rocking in a different way. Let's not headbang.
I've been talking to Radio 2 about doing some kind of special concert. At the Roundhouse, there's going to be the accordion player, the backing vocalist, the string section. If there's ever one Quo show to actually see, it's that.
If I could go back to the job I had, the same old thing only drives me mad, so
I think the fans will love it. Down, down, fantastic. And what we've done to Caroline, the 3 different tempo changes, it's all great stuff, very exciting.
I don't think I've enjoyed a project this much since, well, I haven't. Most enjoyable.
I ain't gonna work no more.